It's becoming more and more common to see court decisions surrounding the possession of pets. And while they aren't protected by the same laws as a custody agreement for children, some of the disputes are still the same given how people feel about their pets. To talk a little bit more about this topic is Nandishi Bekah joining us now. Thank you so much for making time for us. So as we mentioned in the build-up there, this is becoming more and more common.
It is becoming very common. In fact, we're seeing more than ever a rise in couples and people who are bringing to lawyers and courts disputes over their pets.
And so what kind of brings some of these disputes about? Like, is it purely just, the connection that people have with their pets, or are there other factors at play?
Yeah, I mean, really, the law right now, it considers pets like personal property. So in the eyes of the law, a dog or a cat is no different than a table or a chair. Now, imagine saying that to a pet owner who has such deep emotional bonds to their pet, where to them, their pet is akin to a child. And so when couples go through divorce and separation, usually pets were kind of not in the forefront of disputes, but now it's becoming increasingly so. A huge aspect of divorce and separation, because now people have to factor in, well, what happens to that pet? Who is the pet going to stay with? Who's going to be financially responsible? Who's going to make the decisions? What's the parenting schedule look like for this pet? Who gets the dog on the weekends? So these are all things that couples or separating couples need to figure out, and a court just doesn't deal with that in the same way.
And so we actually had a case like this in Saskatchewan this year that went all the way to provincial court involving a small dog, and just not having it exactly set in stone as to who had possession of the dog and things like that. So especially coming into the holidays where, there's going to be some new pets joining some families here and there, what are some things people can keep in mind in order to try and potentially help avoid these kind of situations, and even just make it more clear of who's taking care of the dog and answer some of those questions you mentioned?
Sure. So, like I said, how the courts are looking at pets is that they consider pets as personal property. So if a couple or a person brings an issue like this into the courtroom, how ownership is attributed is basically who owns the pet, who bought the pet. And so, especially in light of gifts are usually treated very differently in the law. And so around the holiday season, there are a lot of people who like to gift animals to their spouses, to their, roommates, significant others. It's important to make intentions clear, because at the end of the day, in the absence of intention, in the absence of something on paper, like a contract or something that stipulates terms, a court's going to give the pet to the person that owns that piece of property, which is typically the person who paid for it.
Perfect. Well, that's about the time we have, Nandishi. Thank you so much for making time for us. If people are looking for some more information, where can they go, just quickly?
Absolutely. They can go to the website at www.property.ca, or find us on Instagram at property.ca, which is the handle, or they can reach out to me directly or my partner directly. So it's at Nandishi on Instagram, or at Gobind Singh on Instagram as well.
All right. Thank you again for your time. Take care.
Thank you so much. Take care.